Hi and hello, I'm Ellie Wishes and welcome to my channel. If you don't know, I like to redraw all of my old character references from when I was like a little baby artist, 13, 14 years old, and I was using this base off of Paper 53. However, the Paper 53's social page, which I found this on, is now long dead. It died in like 2015, so I have no way of contacting this artist, which is so unfortunate because this base was so helpful in my journey to becoming who I am today. So if you know this artist or if you are this artist, please let me know. Now, you might be thinking,
Ellie, you only usually make these videos after Art Fight when you've made a bunch of new references.
well, I had to make a bunch of new character references because I made a website. elliewishes.com is live now. You can look at all my characters, and there's lore, there's hidden secrets, and the best part of it all, it's interactive. You can dress up the characters, you can find hidden little lore bits. It's really great. But today we're drawing Jada, Nicolette, and EBDB. And I get a round of applause for this stellar lineup. Thank you, thank you, thank you everybody. So we are starting with Jada, and Jada's an interesting character. She was a fan character for this like visual novel game that I randomly downloaded on my iPhone when I was 13. I think it was called Arcana, and I loved this game for like a month. And I never thought about it again afterwards. I believe I saw like a cosplayer cosplay Nadia, and then like I got really into it, and then I just like never, like I was like 13, and then I went to the next thing that I was obsessed with, and then I never thought about it again. However, Jada does remain as an artifact. Since I never stuck with that fandom or that fan space, I decided I want to kind of transition Jada into a like fully original character, and I had to think if she like fit into any of the existing worlds that I had, and then I realized she'd fit really well into the same kind of realm that Ren's characters in. And then I was like, oh my god, wait, I need a healer character who's like Ren's dead mom. And I realized Jada fits so perfectly for that role. And then I was like, well, is her mom really dead, or is she like this like character that comes in later in the series that helps out Ren's ex, who got exiled? And it's just such a funny concept to me because by the time Jada's introduced to the story, she's introduced by this character Angeline, who is Ren's ex, who she exiled to like very far out, like the worst punishment, because Angeline like committed some war crimes as a girl does. And like imagine the concept of like your ex coming not only with your brother who's been lost at sea for years, but also your dead mom, and like the turmoil that Ren would have to experience is just so funny to me that I made a little like a really bad sketch of the concept of that scene happening in my mind, and I'm just like really inspired to make one of those poorly explained OC lore videos about it with these like new references I've made. But also with Jada being Ren's mom, I decided to make like her like what I like to call the signature outfit, which is the one we're working on right now. I decided to make her older in that one, and then all her very fancy, very luxurious outfits are going to be before Jada and her family are exiled from the Fae and sent to live with humans. By far one of my favorite details in Jada's signature outfit, she's wearing a necklace with an amber stone. That's the same necklace Ren is wearing in her crown princess outfit. So if you go snoop around on my website elliewishes.com, you'll be able to find some fun details like that. I also I wanted Ren and Jada to look like they were related, which like sounds like obvious, but like sometimes when you're drawing characters and you have them separated, it's hard to make them look similar. But like you don't want, like genetics doesn't always work in a way where you're a carbon copy of one parent, so like I didn't want Ren just to look exactly like Jada or anything. I think I pulled it off. I think they look like they could be related. Like they have different like I think Jada's a cooler skin tone, whereas Ren has a very warm skin tone. But other than that, I think they look fairly similar. Maybe, maybe not. Let me know in the comments. Her Fae outfits, which is like her younger look, those were by far my favorite to draw, just because I really liked the initial designs a lot still. With the Fae looks, I wanted to keep them very sleek and very modern, like I said, just because I like that kind of juxtaposition of there being historical clothes for the humans, and then these Fae creatures are just so otherworldly that, like, they're millennia ahead of the humans. Same with the makeup, I wanted to go really avant-garde, and so, like, Ren and Jada, if you look at their Fae looks, they both have like these like rings or like stripes across their eyes and like rings around their arms of like face paint. It adds a lot of visual interest, which I really like. However, I don't have a lore explanation for it, so whoopsies. Something I do have lore for is like her jewelry. So specifically on the earrings you see on screen now in her little blue bird outfit, there are different stones that really do not go with the outfit. They're green, they're white, and then one's purple. And I haven't fully figured out the mechanics of how this works. It's just kind of a concept that like each stone on an earring represents a family member. And like I like to think maybe like green, because you see Jada throughout all of these outfits have this giant green heart amulet, and so on any of her family members' jewelry, she would be represented by an emerald, and like maybe like a certain stone is passed down to like the eldest daughter of a family or like the heir. I don't know, I haven't fully fleshed it out yet, but I think that's a really cool concept that I have loosely put into Jada's outfits. I also love all of the feathers on this pink and gold ensemble. It just is so regal and so like it's like gorgeous. I love it. I haven't redone all of Jada's outfits. If there's one I didn't do and you think I should redesign, let me know. But it is time for a grand reveal. Next up we have Nicolette, and she's an interesting case. So originally she was a like Edwardian / vaguely Victorian inspired character, and that just time period didn't resonate with me anymore, and especially when I originally did her drawings, I didn't have a specific time period she was in. She was just like this Victorian ghost who is haunting another character. Her lore wasn't very thought through. Now, as I've gotten older, and of course as the modern culture has changed, I have gotten really into like Regency stuff and like rereading Pride and Prejudice. I haven't watched Bridgerton because I just don't think it's my kind of show, but like I really enjoy the costumes and how bright and colorful they are and just like the visuals of it. So we're going with Regency England, and it's such a fun like design because I love empire waists, they're gorgeous, and I also love drawing historical undergarments, which is why you see the little reference photo of her in the stays and her little chemise. I just think it's so darn cute. I wasn't going for total historical accuracy, but I wanted to include some historical things that like people might think are ugly. Like I have one outfit where she's in a little bonnet, which is so cute. So her first dress is very, very fancy. It has this little like overcoat thingy-majig that I don't know the name for, and there's lots of details, lots of embroidery. I'm going for like pinks and yellows. I'm very tempted to add in some light blue. I don't think I'm quite done messing around and giving Nicolette more outfits. So you might see more of her in the future, but I love drawing fancy dress. I love fancy dress, everything fancy dresses. I love frills, I love flounces, I love lace. For her next look, I was going to go for a more like casual, like everyday outfit, not something you'd wear to a ball, and this was a bit challenging for me because all I want to do is draw fancy dress. All I want to do is draw fancy frilly outfits, but I went for stripes, a pale pink, and then I get to add on her little cropped jacket. There's an actual word for this, and I don't know what it is. I'm sorry, Bernadette Banner, you will have to forgive me. But she does get a bonnet, and with her in particular, I was using so many references off of Pinterest and Google, and it's so hard to find actual pictures of like historical clothing, especially the bonnet. It was so hard to find front facing picture of the bonnet. They were all at angles, so the world was against me on that one. However, Nicolette's story is very, very sad. She does get murdered by someone I cannot name as of yet, and that is because I have not figured out the lore fully, okay? I just know she gets murdered, and it's covered up by the aristocracy of a Regency England. They don't want people to know who murdered her, and it's very scandalous. And then hundreds of years later, she haunts Julian D'Amour, who's another character, and gets her murder solved, and then it's a happy ending. Alright, let's get to the grand reveal. Huzzah! Last episode, I ended with a character I had designed recently, not a redesign, and I'm doing it again because I designed the dumbest little guy. So, if you don't know, I made an art doll of my character Eggbite a while ago, and I was just getting so many of these cat glorp gleep memes on my Instagram that I was influenced to make the stupidest little alien character, and she holds such a special place in my heart, like gleep glorp gleepity glorp, like I just these cats in like the dumb edited Mitski songs, or like it's just so silly that it was very fun to design. And I then went onto Pinterest and I found more alien inspiration, and I started this off with just like a sketch to make another art doll, and then I was like, no, I need to make this an actual character. So I went back in, I traced my art doll reference and gave her real proportions, gave her kneecaps, and then I designed outfits for her. And let me tell you, she's a micro trend warrior. She is buying stuff off of Temu, okay? She's wearing like the most like TikTok trendy 2020 outfits, all right? And that's her God-given right. She is shopping at Forever 21. She's shopping at like the most fashion places. And it's like, I want to defend her, but she's just a weird little alien who doesn't understand human culture, so she gets a pass with the fast fashion. If you're wondering, her name is Ebia. I asked my friends, hey, what should I name her? And my friend said Ebia, and I thought it was so funny because it reminded me of EBDB. Which is, I don't know if that's a niche meme to reference, but taken the elevator down to EBDB, I guess, guys. So I love her so much. It was really just like so bright and colorful. It was a nice change from like going from Nicolette to drawing Ebia, who has all of these bright colors and is just so just in your face, just like maximalist. It was just so much fun. Then I started thinking of like actual like game concepts for Evia, and I made her this like really fun princess gown because I love princess gowns. I love princesses. And I really liked it. I love this like very romantic empire waist with the puffy sleeves. It's one of my favorite design elements. If you look at my work, especially my character sketches, you'll see a lot of characters with this outfit. But yeah, Evia was so refreshing to draw, and I hope you love her just as much as I do. Well, folks, that is all for tonight. I really appreciate you watching this video and hearing me ramble about my little OCs. If you would like to hear more about them, again, I have my website. There's so many fun things on it. I recommend using it on desktop, but it works on mobile and tablet as well. I spent a couple months making this, and I'm so glad to finally launch it. So go check it out. But most importantly, I hope you have an awesome day, night, evening, morning, whatever time you are in, and peace out.